Okay, there we go. Okay, let's see if I can hear myself now. There we go. Yeah, so now we got audio. Great. Let me just check the audio. Yeah, that seems good. All right. Let's okay, so let's continue here. So I've been basically talk to myself without anyone hearing here. So I'll just go through a little bit. So yeah, we are currently working on a game editor for my game. So I've decided to use Zig and building my own sort of tools to make the game along the way. So whenever I need to build, I will build it to help building the game and make it easier to build the game without having to define everything in data and do it that way. I'm happy to build these tools to help me build it easier. But I'm trying to not fall into these rabbit holes to build things that are, well, unnecessarily optimized, unnecessarily featured. So right now I'm working on a selection tool, which if I can show you, let's see. So I have some errors here that I need to do. Oh, okay. So I just need to create a new action. Yeah, so I'm working on adding a selection tool. Well, I added like the basic functionality of the selection tool, but it can select stuff, but it can't do anything with it. So select, and this would be like a floating, like what would this be called? Like select, create floating, or create select, or create floating selection, I guess. Create floating selection. Okay. And there. So yeah, and now I need to add it here as well. And over here. Okay. There. So what I was saying was that I'm implementing this floating thing. I'm gonna explain it. I just need to fix these things so I can show you in the editor how it works. So I'll get LSP for this. So it's the floating move, and yeah, that's the end part. So I don't think I need to really do anything with that, because it just moves the floating thing around. Okay. Anything else? Okay. So now I think I can start this and show. So here's the editor, and what I want to implement is a select tool. So I have implemented like a basic selection thing here. So you can select stuff, you can select whatever you want, and then you can also hold down shift, and then you add more. You can hold down control, and you can deselect as well. And then what I want to do is hold down Control Alt. So this is kind of copied from GIMP, basically. That's what I'm used to using. So when you have a selection and you press Control Alt, that means you want to move the tiles that you have selected. So that would create sort of like a floating layer that's you can move around. and then I think you click outside or press enter or something, and that will move the tiles to where you have moved the selection. So that's what I want to implement. Yes, so we are over here. So this is our selection tool, and this onUse hook is called when the user clicks the left mouse button on the tile map, so and has the select tool selected. And yeah, we have a bunch of context stuff here. So the select tool itself contains data for necessary for the selection stuff. So I think this will actually be moved outside once. Yeah, because we have the actual selected tiles in the select tool itself, which, if you think about GIMP, doesn't really make sense, because you can select stuff and then draw stuff inside the selection box. But I'm not sure how this will work in this editor, but this is how it is right now. So if you select some other tool, then the selection will basically just disappear. And then I guess it will also reappear once you want to use the selection tool again. But anyway, the floating tile map is this one. So this is going to store the floating selection that you want to move around. So this is a tile map. So a tile map is basically just a grid with tiles in it. So you can initialize a new tile map with a given size that you have selected, and then move it around is the thought. So let's go back to here, and this is where you actually start the selection. And if we have Control and Alt down, then that means we want to start a floating selection that we can move around. And so we also require this to have something selected, because if you want to start moving things around, yeah, you have to have something selected as well. So if you don't have that, then it's just going to be like a normal selection, I guess. It's just to prevent that there's some weird crash going to happen in here. Okay, so what we're doing in here then is we're gonna start a floating move selection, and I think upon entering this mode, we're gonna disable basically the other modes, because you're entering like a special selection mode that's only gonna be floating move, so you won't be able to select or deselect or doing anything else than moving this around. And when you start to drag this around, it's going to move the floating selection around instead of selecting things. So I think we want to create the tile map copy of the selection. And we also, down here, so we return this, and I think what we want to do also is here, we want to say if pending selection is equal to floating move, then that means we simply want to drag this around. So I think what we want to do is we want to store the current position. So we get a new position in the grid position, and I think we want to store like the current dragging. So basically what you're doing now is you have a new action where you move the floating selection. So I think it feels a bit weird because it feels like we are reusing this. for another purpose, which is not meant to be. Maybe if we just check instead, we check if we have a floating tile map. So if this is not equal to null, then we just do handle floating tile map, and we put in like a grid position or whatever. Okay. I think that's what we want to do. So if you have a floating tile map, then we go into a separate mode. Otherwise we're doing the same stuff down here. So if we are, so then, yeah, we need to create the tile map here so we can enter that later on. But this is sort of the initializing point of that. And then we need a handle function here. So let's add that, handle this, and we need the grid position. Okay. So what are we doing here? Well, we are moving the tile map. I think what we can do is we can have pending selection. We could add another data point here, which is like floating selection drag point. I could reuse like these, but I want to have this separate here. So I think yeah, I don't want to worry about this right now. So I want to do, if we have a floating drag point, then that means so the initial state will be this, right? So if it's null, then we want to set it to grid position, okay? And then basically, I don't think we need to do anything else. But if we do have a drag point, that's like the initial dragging point from when you start to drag the floating selection, and then the grid position, if the grid position is not equal to the drag point, or yeah, the subsequent grid positions will be where the mouse is at. And then you want to move the floating selection to the grid position, or basically by the delta that is. So basically we have a delta that's going to be, I think, grid position minus drag point. And we know that we have the drag point here because we're checking for null here. Okay, so I mean, I guess you could do, can you do else and then capture? I don't think so, but yeah, wait, can you do that? Is that something you can do? I don't think so, but it would be cool if you could. Yeah, I'm not gonna test that right now. Okay. So anyway, so that's the delta, and then we need to move the time map. I think, wait, but then the next frame it's gonna move again according to the new thing. So I think we need to update also the drag point to the new position. Yeah. Okay, so now we need to do floating tile map. I don't think we have an offset in here, so yeah, guess that would make no sense, I guess. So we would need an offset as well for the floating tile map. So floating tile map offset. Okay. So the offset, well, if we just continue here, so the offset will be, the offset is going to be plus equals, yeah, this, so plus equals delta, I believe. So you're gonna move, let's say you've dragged at 0, 0 and you want to move to the right. That means the grid position will be 1, 0. So 1, 0 minus 0, 0 will be 1, 0, and then we add 1, 0, so we move it to the right. Yeah, that makes sense. Okay, and that's basically all we need to do here for moving the tile map, I guess. Okay, and then but we need to set up the tile map and we need to set up the offset. So let's do offset is gonna be the, well, actually it's not gonna be the grid position, is it? It depends on, the grid position could be anywhere on the screen. The offset will be like the, wait, what would the offset be? It's like the top left of the select box. So it's going to be selected tiles and then offset, I think. Yeah. Yeah, so the selected tiles is like a, it's like a grid box that you can change. You can select arbitrary coordinates in it. It's a kind of a mess, but you can select arbitrary, it's like a grid with a size that can grow or adapt to whatever you want to select. So you can start it out with the size 0, 0, and then select something at 10, 10. Then it will grow the box to that size. So really, actually, if you only want to set one point, I think it will just move the offset there. But yeah, so it's like a moving box. It's very, yeah, I just built it to be able to select tiles easily, and it works. So so the offset of this is like the top left of the thing, but I think it, yeah, but that should work, because when we create the tile map itself, it's going to depend on this offset as well. So, well, the offset, well, yeah, let's see. So now I think the only thing left is to create the tile map, and then, well, that, and then also be able to like paste the thing in once you're done with the floating selection. But let's start here. So we need to create the tile map copy of the selection. So I think floating tile map. So let's just make an initialize function here. So init floating tile map. And I don't think we really need anything else from here. So let's see if we can do it here. So init floating tile map. We might actually just move the other things here as well, so we don't need to, or do we do that? I don't know. Well, let's see. So yeah, I think we need the tile map. It's like, this is the source tile map, the tile map that we have opened in the editor. So we need to copy things from that. And then let's see. So we have the size of the selected tiles. So that's the size. And then we have the start is going to be offset. Okay. So we basically want to, I'm just going to see if I have something for this, or if I just need to, like an iterator. I have line iterator, but that's for drawing like the selection box. Okay, so what we need to do here is, yeah, these are vectors of I32s. So we need to create, in order, so what I want to do is I want to loop through these, but like this. But for this we need to actually do size. So this would be a vector, yeah, this would be a vector of U size, because in SIG you have to use, I think it's, I'm not sure if you can modify the for to be able to use other things than a U size, but yeah, here, so far I have to convert these things to a U size to be able to use them in a for loop. So this would be like this. Okay, so I'm stating that this is going to be a vector to U size, and we need to int cast this vector from an I32 vector into a U size vector. And then what you can do is you can say size x and then const size y is equal to size. So this would basically destructuring the vector into their two components. And so these are now U size. Well, the LSP doesn't show that, but they are. And let's see, then I need start as well. So these are actually going to be relative to the selected tiles, and then to get the absolute we can just do start x. So we can do, well, I'm not sure what we need here, so let's think about this. So we want to copy from tile map, so we do need like the absolute positions. So let's do, so we do need like start x, start y is equal to start, and then to get absolute x it's going to be start x and then plus the relative, I think. Yeah, that makes sense. Start y is this plus y. Okay, so now we got the absolute x and y from the original tile map standpoint. So now to access the tile from tile map, we can use those coordinates. But first we need to check, is this specific coordinate actually selected in the selection? So we need to check if selected tiles is selected, and then we need an absolute vector. Yes, okay. Yeah, so this would just be yeah, so this needs to be, so let's do v is a vector, and this would be int cast. Yeah, so there's a bit much stuff to cast things from one thing to the other, but I think this, wait, no, I need to do this, U size, and then x and y. So I'm basically saying I want to create a vector with U size, which is x and y, and then I want to cast that into a vector, and this is I32. well, it says vector int, but it's an i32 there. Okay, so then we got our v, which we can then pass in here. So that checks if the thing is selected, and now we can let's see. Yeah, so now we want to copy the time map. So we want to grab the tile from time map, get tile v, and also the layer. Oh yeah, that's right, we need a layer as well, so we actually need to grab the context here to get the active layer. Or wait, do we do that? Can we do time map? I think maybe time map has, oh yeah, so we have get active layer here, so we can do this instead, so we don't need the context. Okay, so we do, let's grab the active layer here, time map, get active layer, and then this would be active layer dot get time by x, or by v, I guess. There. So now we get this tile, and we are going to, so we also need the new time map. Yeah, so I think, yeah, we're gonna return a time map as well here, and new time map, overflowing, no, new time map. So this would be time map, and then we need to initialize it. Oh, and we need an allocator and stuff. Yeah, I think we'll just pass in the context here, because context has an allocator in it. Okay. Context allocator. Whoops. And then we have size, which I guess the size is going to be the same as this size, or the self-selected tile size. And then the tile size is going to be the same as time map dot tile size. So that's just like the cell size of each tile. So it's like 16 by 16. Okay, now we have that. And then in the end we want to return this one. Okay. Now here we want to copy this tile over to the new time map, so we need to, so now we have both the coordinate. Let's do RV is going to be this. So RV is the relative to the new time map. V is like relative to the old time map, or the original time map. So the new time map, we're gonna, yeah, we need to get tile. So new tile, it's gonna be new time map, and then, oh yeah, this only has one layer, so I guess the active layer is, let me just double check here. If you only have one layer, it's undefined, but then it's set to the first layer that we add as the background. Okay, so maybe actually we don't want a time map, we just want a layer. Ah, yes, of course, that makes sense. We probably just want a layer and not a tile map. Yeah, but let's keep going. We can change that later. I mean, not much will actually change. We just need to, yeah, let's just do it now. So I think that makes way more sense. So this would be a layer, and I need to import that layer there. Okay, and this is going to be a layer, and it has basically the same stuff except we have a name and we don't need tile size. The name though is going to be an issue because we assume that the name is, oh, we're actually allocating it here, so I don't think it's going to be an issue actually. So we can just pass in anything here, so we can pass in like a floating selection. Okay. So let's see. Let's see. So where were we? Yeah, I lost my train of thought here a bit. Yes, we were doing this. So yeah, so the floating time map. So this is actually going to be a layer, and this is a layer. Okay, I'm not gonna. I guess we can call it layer. I guess floating layer instead. There we go. Okay, so let's go back here. So okay, now we got a layer, and yeah, basically nothing here will change. We still need an active layer, and this one is new layer, and then we want to get the tile, and this is going to be RV now, so this is relative to the new layer. And then we set, we do, so what you have to do is you have to say tile source dot set new tile dot source, and oh, we need allocator for this. Yeah, the way I've built this feels bad. But yeah, these allocators and stuff, because this one, it frees the tile set from before and then copies the, wait, oh yeah, it sets everything that it wants to set and then it just duplicates the string. Yeah, but that's also like, I mean, yeah, so we only have one copy alive at one point. So the I mean, the annoying part of this is like you always have to go in and check like how is this allocated, where do we have to deinitialize and stuff. So in our deinitialize here, we are actually doing this. So let's rename this to layer. Yeah, this should be enough, I think. Yeah, this one does have the initial. Yeah, so that should be fine, I think. Yeah, these are the only things that we need to deinitialize. Yes, okay, good. So back to where we were here. Okay, so you can set this thing and we can use context allocator. Actually, you know what? Yeah, no, this should work. Yeah, because what I'm thinking is the original time map is actually using another allocator to allocate these things, but it shouldn't be an issue because it's only duplicating from that data, which should be fine. So yeah, it's a bit of hassle. This maybe I should have just used a, because the thing is, like, I'm using a arena allocator for the time map that you've got loaded in the the editor, just to be able to just easily deinitialize it. But the issue becomes that now we're sort of mixing allocators, and you can easily mix them up, and then you will encounter all sorts of weird issues and stuff. But I think this should be fine. So the source is going to be tile.source. Yeah, so this will set the tile of new tile to be the same as the tile of source. Yeah. So, and then we go through each thing in the selection. We check if the current cell that we're looking at is actually selected. So if you can imagine, you have a selection with a bunch of holes in it. You don't want the holes to be copied over to the new layer. So yeah, we go through everything. We check if it's selected. We copy over that tile. Then we should end up with a layer that has these new tiles. So now we should have a tile map, or actually this is a layer now. And this one wants to have context and tile map. And then we can remove these. Okay. And this one is not a... Wait. So this is a pointer. You want... Oh, I think I need to do this. Oh. Okay. Okay. So now we should end up with, well, hopefully with a new layer if everything goes good here. And then, so that's like the initial thing that you do with that. And then subsequent calls to this function will actually go in here now. And what this does is move the thing around. So the thing that we want to do now is we want to draw this to be able to see it. And also, I think, yeah, I think also we are, oh yeah, another thing. So if you're used to GIMP, or I think Photoshop also has this, when you do this sort of floating thing, move, the original like image, the pixels gets removed from the original like layer that you're moving from. So I think we should do the same thing here, because then you can actually see right now, without drawing the new layer, that we've actually done something correct here. So, and we can test it. So I'm gonna also do that. So we set this new tile, but we also want to just say that, can we do that from here? Can we do tile source? Let's see. I think maybe what we want to do is extend this to just clear a clear. Okay, so if it has something, we free it, and we also set this to null. Okay. Because it doesn't have a deinitialize itself. Well, I guess, yeah. Should probably have that. Instead, self tile source and allocator. And this would just be allocator free. That. So this would just, well, tile? No, not name. How's it? Oh. Okay. I was using the wrong name here. But okay. So now we say s.initialize them with that. So that should be more robust. And we do the same thing here. So we do s.initialize. Yeah, allocator. Okay. Now, wait. So here, couldn't we just do clone instead? Now that I'm just looking at this, see if I can just use this instead. So this one creates a new tile source. It checks, I guess, if it has one. Then we do duplicate. Yeah, so it does the same thing. So we can just use that, I think. So this would be clone. Self. Oh yeah, so this would be source. Wait, yeah, you can't use it like that. You have to do tile source dot clone, and then, well, I guess you can do this source and then allocator. Okay. Oh, we don't need to do this. So it initialize if the destination if it exists, and then we also set it to the clone of the source. Okay. Okay, but anyway, we have this clear now as well. So if we have something in it, we initialize it and set it to null. So that should be good. So now we can say tile source dot clear, and the destination is tile of source, and this would be, oh wait, no, this one actually needs the time map arena allocator. Yeah, that's that can be quite tricky here, but this tile is using the time map arena, yeah, but not this one. Okay. So anyway, yeah, I just need to double check here. If we set, we deinitialize our thing, yeah, and then we clone the source, which just dupe. So dupe should be safe to use. It's the freeing that's not safe. If you're taking one allocator and freeing from another allocator, that's not gonna work. Okay. Okay. Is this like it needs to be? Okay. Expected type pointer to a nullable time at source. Time source. Oh yeah, so this needs to be referenced there. Okay. Okay. So that should be good. Okay. Yeah, so now we hopefully copy to a new layer, and we also clear the underlying layer as well. So let's check this out, because this should be runnable now and testable. So let's try an easy thing here. Okay, that makes sense, except it's crashed, I think. Yeah. It's okay, so it really crashed. Perhaps in an infinite loop. Can I please exit this thing? There we go. Okay, so it crashed. Wait, was there any log? No. Why did it crash? That's really... So... Let me just see if I can see any logs showing up here before it taps out here. Okay, it seems like it's not crashing until I release the button. Yeah, on use end, yeah. So there's something in... So when I release the button, like the mouse button, it goes in here and then it crashes. Unreachable code. Oh, yeah, it crashes in here because we're not... Okay, so that's fine. Because we haven't implemented this yet. So I think... Yeah, because we don't have a selection. So we... But on use end... Yeah, so actually... Yeah, so we are floating move. And... Well, actually, here we can set floating drag point. No. Okay. But this can only happen if we have a rect. So if we don't have that, then we are floating move. So what would we do here if we don't have that? I guess we can do this, but then you have to put... Okay, I'm just gonna say this. Yeah, I'm just gonna do this to fix that. Okay. Let's see here. Select. Okay. And there you can see, yeah. So we actually get a selection box here, which is strange. We shouldn't get a selection box. Let's see. Oh, I think, yeah, wait, no. So all these nullables that we need to reset every time here. But these ones are null. And I think this one needs to be like reset. Oh yeah. So we are not resetting the selected tiles, but they're not supposed to be selected though. Is the thing. Oh, you know what? No, it's not supposed to be selected. So, well, actually, it is supposed to be selected because we select it. Oh, yeah. Okay, so we select it first, yeah, and then we start to move it. Okay, yeah. So that makes sense. I was not thinking straight here. Okay, so what we need to do then? I think what we want to do is we want to move the selection to where we are. Yeah, I guess we want to move the selection as well. Like here, we're moving the offset, and then here we also want to do this for that one. We could also use the offset, but I think this is more correct to move this around. Yeah. Let's see. Okay, there you go. Okay, we're moving. Okay, so it's a bit strange. So I can move it around. It moves, it seems to move like twice. for each thing. Okay, interesting. I just want to test. Okay, so also it's like disappearing for some reason over here. Wait, does that happen if you select something? Okay, that's weird. Oh, you know what? I think it's because you're not supposed to just change the offset like this. Yeah. Yeah. You're not supposed... Oh yeah, if you change... Wait. This should work. We just change... So we just have size offset. And that... Shouldn't that just work? I mean, clearly it doesn't work, but... oh, yeah, you know... No, wait. That shouldn't... So we changed the offset. I mean, it seems to work, sort of. But... Well, it's moving twice, and also there's something weird with the drawing of it. So here's where we're drawing the selection. We are... Yeah, I need to think a bit here. Position. So this one has a position, yes, and this one does that. So is it because this is like, do we even need the position? I mean, I guess, yeah, of course we need a position, but the so I'm thinking like this position, if it's like moved according to the offset as well. But this is the cursor, and the cursor is set to something. I think this should start at 0, 0, because we're looking at... Wait, what are we using that for? The position, yeah. And then where we do initialize here, we say cursor there, and then this cursor starts at 0, 0. Yeah. And then find next start is gonna be this. Okay, so that seems to be good. So if you move the thing down and to the right, it's gonna be I think we maybe don't even need to use the offset in that case here. So what if we just don't do this? Let's try that. Okay. Okay. I mean, yeah. And now we can, okay, it's a little bit weird, but we can move it around. Yeah, there's still an issue with it cutting off here. I'm guessing that has to do with like the size of the selection box. Yes. And also, yeah, so if I try to, okay, I think, yeah, so we got a couple of issues there, so let's try and fix those. We've got an issue where we're clicking, so if you do a selection here, now I'm gonna hypothesize that this is like the extent of the grid box, so you can't see this selection drawn over here. So if I try to draw it, yeah, so that's the extent of it. So that means that it's confined to this size, and I have an inkling of why it does that. And let's try, yeah, when you're dragging it around like this, so as long as you're keeping on the same thing, it's gonna be good. But as when you do this, it's snapping to wherever you are laid. So that seems to be, to me, an issue with not setting this to null here when we're done with a draw, and that happens in use end here. So we are setting it to null, so I'm not sure why. Well, it might be an issue here as well. So so we're setting it to, so that's the drag point. Oh yeah, because the offset does not have the same delta, I don't think. Wait, so when the drag point is null, we set it to the new position. So let's say it's one step over. Next frame, we're gonna go in here and we're gonna get the delta, which is one step over. And then this one will be added, no, it will be set to the new position, yeah? Which is fine. And then we are also adding plus equals delta to this offset, which I don't think we really use this anywhere. No. And then we got the selected tiles offset. I don't think we really need this offset. We can just use selected tiles offset. But anyway, so we got selected tiles offset. That also adds to the delta. So that should also be just 1 over. And that's what we see as well. Or no, it's not. Because no, because we are we really getting in here? Maybe that's the issue. Sort of pending selection is floating move. Yes, it goes in here, it creates this, it does that. And then subsequently we do this. So we should have pending selection now, it's floating move. Right. So that works, but then we do end and we check pending selection and we set the point to null and the pending selection is also null. Oh, and then in subsequent moves the pending selection is not null anymore. So that we don't get in here. Okay. Yeah. So I think we need to do this here as well. Okay. There we go. Okay, cool. So we got that working. Now the only thing, well, there's a couple of things left, but one thing I wanna fix here. Oh, that doesn't actually restore. Oh, right, the history doesn't work because this isn't part of the time map itself. Right. Okay, so yeah, I'm gonna ignore this the undo redo stuff because that doesn't really work that well anyway. But and it's not. I guess it's not that important for this type of thing. I guess maybe. Anyway, I want to fix this. Okay. So draw. Yeah, and as I said, I think it's because selected tiles has a size, and when we exceed that size, we don't draw anything there. So I think like this, like, okay, so when we change the offset, this, right, so it has to be something, it has to be like a bug in here because we change the offset, but we also don't go outside the size, even though the size should also be sort of moved by the offset. So is selected, yeah, so this thing should actually be in absolute position, I think, because the cursor is absolute. Yeah, that's, so I need selected. Oh, it is absolute, so maybe it's gonna be relative. Okay, so let's do relative, or we can just say, what is it, cursor? I thought the cursor was modified. Okay, well, let's just do offset here. So then we get the absolute position. There we go. I think. Let's hope. There we go. And then no. Okay, we get, that's okay. So we get some really weird artifacts here. Okay. So that was not it. Great. All right. Because, yeah, I think this is actually absolute. And then when you get in here, it might be this thing that's actually not correct then. Is point inside absolute. This is point inside. Why are we checking selected here? I'm not. Oh, because we're checking if the size of the thing is more than 1 or 0. Okay. And we check if absolute is more than offset or equal to offset, and if it's less than or equal to max, which is offset plus the size minus 1. I guess that's correct. I think, maybe. Yeah, I mean, offset plus size, yeah. That sounds good. So if it's moved around, it should be here. Okay, and then we check the selected, get index absolute. So maybe this is wrong then. And we get relative. Yes, that looks good. and then the index. Yeah, so it's relative. So that, yeah, so that means we're only concerned about size here. I mean, we have removed offset from the equation, so this should really not be an issue. Relative more or equal to 0, less than size, that makes sense. I is equal to x plus y times the size times the width. That makes sense, I think. And I don't think we need to do this assert here, but whatever. Defer. Right, we're not getting in here anyway because we're not getting errors. I don't remember writing this code. It's long ago, but it's a bit much here just to get the index. Okay, and then we just incast it. But this could not be the issue, right? Then we get the index and we just check there, yeah. Because let's see, find next. Okay, this one. So this is like the iterator that basically looks for which cells are selected. And this one, yeah, this one finds the next cell and it goes from left to right and top to bottom. And so we start with 0, 0 if we don't have a current position stored. And then we also have the size here. Okay, and so we're not really counting offset into this because this is absolute. Well, we should probably, I mean, we start at 0, 0, so that should be actually, this is not off, this is not absolute, this is actually, oh yeah, this is the issue. Okay, so size should actually be, wait, no, start is actually relative. That's the point here. So we should do here, we should actually be doing plus, wait, this should be, to make it absolute, we need to do plus offset. And then we return basically, yeah, we return the, yeah, that should be good. Okay. That was the issue, I think. So let's see here. No, okay. Great. Okay. Interesting. Yeah, I mean, I must be missing something else then. Because I was thinking like this is relative since we start at 0, 0. We don't start at the offset. What if we just set off this to the offset instead of 0, 0 then? Yeah, so let's do that instead. I think we do offset instead, and then we don't add offset down here. Let's see if that works better. So now I should be working with absolute positions. Okay. Oh, but we still get the issue down here. Okay. I mean, yeah, it makes sense, I guess. Because the size, I guess we need to also add offset here. That's like the end. This is like min. Let's rename this min, max, min x, min y, x, max y. Okay. Well, I guess it's not min max, but wait. Okay. So I mean, I guess it sort of works. It's strange how it's not drawing at the top, but at the bottom it. I mean, I guess because it's like less than 0, so it says, "Ah, you're not selected because you're less than 0." Okay. Why is it not working over here though? That's weird. It's like there's a magic thing at this part. I think that's like the. So if we do select over here, oops. Yeah, it's like where the size is, there's like a magical barrier. And once you're past it, it draws it. That's really strange. Okay. Let's see if we can figure this out. So this, yeah, I mean, this should be, that should, oh yeah. Okay, I think this might be the issue, maybe. This should be his offsets x, yeah. Okay, and we need to do an incast. Alright, let's try this again. Whoa, got a crash. Min x, oh, it's probably negative value, yeah. Okay, so what, negative? How can it be negative? Negative. I mean, I guess technically the offset could be negative, but yeah, that's an issue. I think this needs to be relative then. So we need to do this. Yeah, I mean, that's probably easier to think about as well. There. So these are relative now. This is relative, but this needs an absolute. So I don't know why this doesn't work. Like, we just add the offset. Wait, relative to. Yeah, that's addition. Yeah, that's addition, right? So this didn't work before. I mean, there might be some other issue as well. I might be looking at the wrong place. Yeah, then you get this weird thing. Can we make sense of this? I don't think so. At least. It's like... No, I don't. I have no idea. Okay. Okay. I'm resetting my brain a little bit here. So this is not the answer, but it's really weird because it's like, wait, am I thinking about this wrong? Like, should it be negative? I don't think so. It should not be negative, right? Because negative is... No, that should not be negative. No. Yeah, that's even weirder. Okay. Because it's like this part wants an absolute, so yeah, it's all absolute. So it's really weird that it doesn't. And why do we get this grid pattern? That's really strange. Is there something wrong with this loop then? Maybe something wrong here. Let's see. We are starting at 0, 0. So this function is yeah, it's moving the cursor to the next cell, and once you've reached like the end of the width, it goes down to 0x and the next y position here. So, and then you have, if you don't have a cursor, that means you haven't started the iteration yet. So then we set this, we start at 0, 0. So it's a relative position. We also have size x here. So we check if the x component is at the end, size x minus 1. And if it is, then we move it down. So yeah, that should be good. And otherwise we increase it to the right. Because why I'm looking here is because of the weird errors that we get when we just change. Because this part is really strange to me. V should be relative, and then this should be this needs an absolute, so I add the offset, so that should be good. And then we just do that. Absolute is more than equal to offset, less than equal to max. Max is offset plus size minus 1. Yeah. And selected is like a relative, is like a, this is like an array that has yeah, it's like a list of bowls basically. that is like a flat version of the grid. So we need to get the index and check if it's 1 or 0. And so we get the absolute index here and check if it's 1 or 0. And yeah, we convert absolute to relative by doing this. And then we get the... So, I mean... Yeah, and then we get the index, which is just a relative x plus relative y times the width. Okay, and then we cast it. And yeah, we check if it's 0. So if it's like the first position, 0, 0, the index should be 0. The position 1, 0 should be 1, and so on. And then we just check if it's 1, and that means it's selected. And then that's the new cursor that we have. Maybe this part isn't the issue though. But this should be correct, like here. I mean, maybe this is correct now, but there's somewhere else where we get the error. So let's look at here as well. So I think now perhaps wait, yeah, and then this should also, so this should now be relative. Yeah, so this part was I was confused about before, because now this should be correct. Okay, but I'm feeling not confident that this will solve the issue because of the weird graphical things that we see. Yeah, no, I mean it sort of works, but it's like, why do we see also here it, yeah. So is that, let's try this. Okay, so it's like moving like that, and once we moved it outside of this weird region, it looks like this everywhere. So it's telling me that, oh wait, I think I realized what the issue is. So it says that we're looking at this cell and we say, oh yeah, it's selected. But then when we ask the line iterator, which we want to draw the lines here, which neighbors, because that's how we draw the lines. It's like we're asking which neighbors are selected. And it's saying that, well, none of those are selected. So you can go ahead and draw this, all these lines. But we want to skip these lines because these neighbors are also selected. But it's not skipping those lines because when we're checking for the neighbors, yeah, this makes sense. So I need to go and look at that. We need to go here and here. So I think this part, the find next, this part works. This one, I think. But then when we go in here, it's not working correctly. So the cursor is now, we have a cursor somewhere here. Yeah, this cursor is relative, which is good to remember. This is relative, that's fine. This though needs an absolute, but this is relative and this is relative because this just returns like a delta to where you want to check. And so okay, so we just add offset here. Okay. now. There we go. Okay. Oh, we can even go up here now. Okay, great. Well, we can't go, I guess we can't go like beneath here because my event listener isn't looking for stuff down here, but we can move around now. Okay, great. That's awesome. Okay. And yeah, as you can see here, we try, if you do this, we basically move this away, but we're not drawing the copy yet. So let's do that now. Great. I was worried that that was gonna take a long time to fix, but yeah, we got it working. Great. So draw. Yeah, we want to draw. So I think before we draw the selection box here, or the lines, we want to draw the layer. So we have draw time map, but basically I want this for with just one layer. I guess I can put this in one function. Draw layer. Okay. So we need the layer. This kind of layer like this. It's gonna be, I think that should be good. Kind of layer. Okay. And draw layer. Okay, and we need X and Y. Those are size. We need, I guess this would be a return instead. And we need context. Let's put context first. And we need time map. Oh. Time map. Position. Okay, so we need position as well. So X and Y is like, that's like the tile. Yeah, I guess that would be more like an offset. So let's put offset here. Offset is a vector, I think. Yeah. Okay. Oh, position. And let's say offset there. Okay. There we go. Yes, so we wanna import that. Oops, row layer, context, time map. The layer is self dot layer, floating layer. So yeah, and this should only happen if we actually have a floating layer. And we get this here. And now we can say layer X. Wait. Okay, yeah, okay. So we do this the other way around, I think. Yeah, we do this. Oh yeah, and then we don't have X and Y. We do We do the for loops in here instead. Yeah, that makes sense. So we do this. Okay. And that. No. This. Okay. And now this should be good. And then we don't need you. And the offset is going to be, I mean, we do have this offset, but I think we can use the selected tiles offset as well, so we can basically remove that tile map. Oh, draw. Wait, no, this is not the time map. Oh, we don't have it. Wait, we don't have a time map. We don't actually have a time map for this. Oh, because it needs the tile size. Okay, so I think what we do is we just we say tile size here instead, and that's a vector. And we don't need time map. Oh, we need the grid size as well. Actually, we couldn't we just use layer grid size? Yeah. Yep, that makes sense. Okay. So now we need to edit this. So we need to say tile size. Okay. And then the tile size is going to be, yeah, I mean, we have, that's the tile size like this. And this is tile size. And then this is going to be tile size there. And the offset there, yeah. Okay. Whoops. What's now? Okay. Nullable. Oh yeah. So this should be like that. Okay. No more. Alright. We got some issues here. Oh yeah, wait. No, what's happening here? So, I think this needs to be like that. Actually, if it's just const, I think we can use this instead. So we don't need that. The context, though, yeah, it's gonna be const there. And this, okay, whatever, let's just do that. And this one, oh right, oh, okay, so it needs to be this, and then this one, like, wait, no. Yeah, but then it's an issue over here, so this one actually needs to be wait, why is it complaining here? Yeah. So is this the LSP that says it's not const, but this one says it's const? Okay. And because no, this is a, oh yeah, this is not a pointer. This is just so select tool actually needs to be a star here. or a pointer here. Okay. And now we get an issue over here. Because this one, the select here needs to be a pointer. And there we go, no more errors. Okay. My brain always resets after that shenanigans. Okay, so now nothing gets drawn. Great. Great. Okay. So let's see. Maybe this grid size isn't set. I mean, it seems to be. Yeah. It's initialized with the size. It sets the size. We get the tile. This should all work. This was just how it was before, so. Except now we're using tile size. Let me just restart this. No, there's nothing going on here. That's okay. That's curious. Okay, so like here we're drawing it. We're just providing context and the position here. I mean, this should really take a time map instead, but the draw time map function here, but that's not how it works. Why is it not painting it? Okay, let's log some stuff here, I guess. Are we actually going in here? We are not. Okay. Interesting. So we're not finding anything here. Let's see if we're here, and let's see what X and Y is. We are there, but we're only looking at 0, 0, so why is the, I mean, I guess the grid is 1, 1 then. Let's check layer grid size. 3517. Okay. So oh wait, oh, return, it should be continue. Okay, yeah, it doesn't find anything in the top left corner, so then it returns from my refactoring I did before. So okay, it should be continue there. Now that we are in a loop, there we go. Okay, great. So okay, but so this one is not drawn properly, so let's check this out. So let's go to select tool, let me check one thing here. Yeah, okay, so yeah, so we're drawing here. We should draw the layer here. Now let's do the same thing here. Let's just log stuff here. So we'll do the size. It's gonna be layer.grid size. Yep. Okay, so we do get like 16 by 13. Oh yeah, because oh, we got some memory leak, I think. Wait. Oh, I'm using the wrong. Yeah, this error message is very cryptic, and I think this comes from using the wrong allocator to freeze something. That's okay. Let's see. I'm deinitializing this. Okay, so what is this part of? Wait, am I not calling this? Oh yeah, we are calling it, but we're calling it with. Let me just check this one. Deinitialize. Current tool deinitialize. Yeah, this is the self allocator. Okay, I'm not gonna look at this right now. I'm just going to ignore that for now. Fix that later, because that's not what I'm fixing right now, and it doesn't really matter that much. Well, it could be like a weird memory issue that you get, like corrupting memory and stuff, but let's not worry about that for now. It seems to be sort of stable. Anyway, I don't think that's the issue right here. So let's go back to select tool. And here, so we did get a size for the layer. And the offset, I guess we can do offset also. So let's do that. Okay, offset is 0. And now it says minus, so that seems to work. And now it's +3, okay. But it still doesn't draw this thing. Maybe the layer isn't initialized properly. Okay, let's go in here and let's check. Wait. it's gonna be down here. So here we set the new tile source to from the this one. And we're not gonna get in here, we're gonna go there and set that to clone. Yeah, that makes sense. Right. And we duplicate this. That should be fine. Wait, no, wait, that's fine, I guess. And then we return this. So this one is a copy. Then we check and we get like the copy. Yeah, it's a copy, and if it's null, then it's null, and then it goes down and returns null. If it's not null, it goes in here, and we get the pointer to it, to the copy. We set the tileset to dupe. We return this copy, and this. Yeah, it's duping itself there. Is there like a dupe? Ah, whatever. Oh yeah, it is actually just duping it. I thought I was thinking of like, yeah, that's exactly what I wanted to do, so it's not an issue. Okay, and yeah, so we are cloning that. Is it something I'm missing here? This returns a pointer, so we are modifying like the actual layer here. Oh no. Wait, let's check this. So when we return this layer, we have an array list. That should be fine because that's just a pointer. Copying an array list should be fine. Okay, and then we return that. Okay, so I want to make sure that we actually do like, is it something with the size? Let's just debug log here. So let's do, I think, start size, because this determines like what tiles are actually copying around. I actually want to do some tests here. If I paint this tile here and then I move this around, oh, you can see it's being painted over here still. Okay, so that confirms my suspicion that it's actually copying from like the top left, like this one, like V, yeah, start X. Okay, so then let me check what does start X say now. 0, 0, so it's wrong. this one is wrong. The offset is wrong. Well, I mean, I guess it's not wrong per se. But it's not where we want to. Well, actually, because we are going through each cell from, like, if I select something down here, actually the entire thing here is the grid that we have now, because of a limitation in how I'm actually creating these select boxes. So the offset is still 0, 0, but the size is like this entire thing, but the selected area is only down here. And when I start to move this, I copy over this entire thing, but only the ones that are selected here. And so I think the offset is always going to be 0, 0 for when you start to move this thing. And then what's that mean then here? So I think it's fine that start is 0, 0. However, that means that we don't actually have... Yeah, both are gonna be like absolute, I guess. And the new layer... Well, let me also check what the size is here. So if I do down here, the size is like 15 by 11. So that makes sense. And so it's 15 by 11. This one is also then the same. So that's fine. So that these should still be like correct. Yeah, this just does that. Okay, I'm just gonna dump out this entire thing. So let's go through. I guess we could do the same thing here. I guess we can just do it here. Oh, wait. Yeah, this is absolute. Okay, yeah, that should be fine, I think. Yeah, because we are clearing it, so we know that we are going in here. So let's do RV. Let's just dump everything out here. New tile. So I want to say D for like source dot grid position. So that's the last one, and then RV and RV. Okay, so now we should get a bunch of these. Like if I select a 4x4 area here, I should get like 4. Okay, we got a crash. Interesting. Oh, right, because one of... Okay. So not all of them are... Actually, let me do this then. If tile... Okay, we'll do... This is going to be if new tile source, then we get s there, and we'll do gp, no, s dot reposition, else we do no, and then this would be that, and this is, now we have to put a question mark there because we have a nullable. So either it's null or it's something in the time set. So we do this, we move it. Okay, so if we scroll up here now, so we get what we expect here actually. We get new tile is null for the first two, and then the, wait, is this the other way around? No, it's not. Okay, yeah, that's the x, yeah. So, yeah, so that should be fine. Let's also do tile set and original. So this would be tile source, and then we got new tile source. Wait, we need to do the same thing here, so we need the tile set and there as no. So question mark s. This would be tile set and then original there. Okay, let's see, so we do the same here. Okay, and then let's look at this. So this makes sense, and then oh wait, this does not make sense. Wait, did I do something wrong here? So tile set looks fine. New, oh yeah, wait. No, this looks fine because we are grabbing this after we've cleared it. So let's do this then instead, so we actually get the like the original thing. Okay. Okay. Now, okay, yeah, so we get the same thing. So, okay, well, now we know there's nothing wrong with the actual tile set, or the layer, I guess. So, okay, let's just do a double check here. So let's do size, self-floating layer, grid. Okay. Might be something wrong with like the copy import or something. No, that looks fine. I mean, it might have something to do with the allocator messing up. So actually, since I'm not finding anything else here, but I mean, it should still work because we're looking at the data and it seems fine. Yeah, this is a conundrum. Yeah, okay, so yeah, I was gonna have to avoid this. I haven't set up a debugging environment in, well, I've tried a little bit to set up this, but because I'm running on, how we call it, like WSL, and the actual program itself is running in on Windows. So in order to debug this from NeoVim here in WSL, which is Windows subsystem for Linux, so it's actually running in a separate, like a virtual machine. It was a bit of a hassle to get that working, and I just caved into using VS Code for that. So I'm gonna move to VS Code here and see if I can fix this. Let's see. And I wanna also grab this window. So let's do that. Okay. Now I just wanna resize. Wait. Okay, bear with me here. I'm just gonna do and that. Okay, so now that's resized. Let's position this correctly. Oh, it's a little bit off here. I think it's because, yeah, okay, let's just do it like this. Hopefully you can see. I can zoom in a little bit, maybe. Okay, well, okay. Let's see. So we need to go to. Okay, yeah, we don't have. I don't have the same key bindings here, so I want to go to. Let's go to draw tile map, and this function, or actually let's go to the select tool and we'll go to draw layer. All right, now let's get this up and running. And hopefully this window shows up as well. Okay, yeah. So now I want to do select. Oh. So as soon as I click select, it goes in here. Well, that's not what I want. What is it? Let me just double check this. So when we click here, oh yeah, because wait, oh, we're creating it here. I mean, yes, I guess. Oh wait, no, but no, as soon as we wait, let me just try this again here. And let me put a breakpoint, and as soon as I click select, it goes in there. Okay. So when I click select, it should just initialize this. Weird. Okay, does it go into the thing? I mean, I'm not holding down these, so it shouldn't go in here and initialize this. That's really strange. Wait, is it because it's... No, it's nullable, so... It shouldn't actually get in here. And we're not calling on use either. And we're not holding down left and... Why is that? Okay, let me... What is it set to? Okay, I need to show here. So okay, this guy is null. So I think this sum equals 0 means it's null. Okay, so it shouldn't go in here, I don't think, but it does for some reason. So wait, variable is optimized, or does it actually go in here, or is it just like no, it doesn't go in there. Okay, so that's okay, so it doesn't go in there, it's just an artifact of like the debugger. Okay. Can I do like can I do this? Can I have an expression here? I'm not sure if this works. Okay. Wait. It crashed. Okay. It still goes in here, so. Okay, let me just disable this then. And wait, disable. It disappears. Okay, there it is. And then I want to select thing here, move it. Okay, now I want to enable this. And we go in here and see what's going on. There we go. Okay, so we've got our layer. It has, yeah, the name is, wait, the name is floating, yeah, but that's not important. And then the size is, it's 712, okay. And I have the, this is just a first, I think, yeah, this is just the first like tile that we see. We don't get an actual like we don't get like the list of items here, even if it's a slice with a known length. We only see like the first thing here. And yeah, this one, well, it's actually, no, it's null here. Okay, so I think, yeah, we need to go until x is a lot. Whoops. I don't want to start another instance. I just want to go here. Okay, can we please... why is it like going here like multiple times? Okay, so we need to go down a lot there. I don't know if like this work. Let's just say if so x should be like whatever the size was. The size is layers grid size. So the size is 712. So x should be 6 and y should be let's do 10. Okay. So let's run that. Oh. Okay. But actually, which layer is this? We don't know. We need to get from here. So let's disable this for now. And then we do select and disable this as well. Continue. I select a little thing, move that around, go back here, oops, and we enable this. And now we go into draw time map, we enable this, and then we do continue, 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 continue. There. Okay. Now what's X and okay, so it does yeah. This breakpoint thing doesn't really work, like the edit breakpoint thing. So I have to basically just press this a bunch of times to get to... Okay, I guess we can do a breakpoint here. Why is X not changing? Okay, X is 3 now. 4, 5, 6 now, right? Yeah. So now we go in here and 0. Oh, I skipped it a little bit. Okay, but this should be fine. 611 should be one of the tiles that's should not be null. So let's check this, and it's not null. Okay, so we do get this here, and this looks good, and this looks, I guess, good. Okay, so we do get the correct thing here. Unless we're looking at like the other time map, like the other layer, but I don't think we are. But anyway, tile source is fine. Oh, this is the one from before, I guess. So this should just go here, and then we have X and Y, UX UI L611. So that's like the, yeah, that's an absolute position, I think. What do we say is the offset then? 0, 0. So wait, 0, 0. Yeah, and then texture is looks good. Okay, grid position looks fine. Scale, yeah. We've got source, get source rect. That seems okay, yeah. I mean, yeah, that should just be good. So position, okay. Yeah, because offset's just 0, 0, so and then we just draw this thing. Oh wait, okay, so everything looks fine, I guess. But doesn't draw it, so I'm gonna check here. When do we call this draw function? We call it here. This is within like the camera mode. So Raylib has this camera mode where you can say, yeah, we got a camera which has like a bunch of like offset, target, rotation, zoom. So it does like a camera transform to everything that gets drawn within when you say begin mode and end mode. So I was thinking maybe we did it outside of that, but then we should still see like, I guess, something. But we do draw this, maybe and then we just draw lines after that. So I was thinking maybe it gets like overwritten, but it doesn't seem to be the case. Yeah, I don't know. Is this offset? Yeah, I mean, it should be good. Okay, this is like one of the more annoying problems that I have to deal with. Because the data, everything looks fine. Wait. When we draw this, is this the issue? No, but then we should still see something. But I'm just gonna hard code this, or well, yeah, I'm just gonna say focus is off, I guess. And then we do select. Oh, wait, why didn't it? Wait. Oh. Oh, you're not seeing this. I think this one, yeah. Okay, so select. Yeah. So okay, my bad. I see it. It's actually there. If we disable focus, it's still there. So it just doesn't. Oh. Oh my god. Yeah. Okay. So as you can see, it sort of works. Okay. Wow. That was, yeah, that was great. because of this stupid focus feature. I didn't see actually. My mind didn't actually see that there was still like this. It was like this back, like it blended in so well, so I didn't actually see it. And when you do this, you can see it actually moving around. I was just looking at this square, so I didn't actually see what was going on down here. Wow. Okay. Well, that solves the issue. Great. So yeah, I think the offset, yeah, I think this is the issue then. So the offset is like in pixels, and if we go to the select tool, we put this offset in, which is like a grid offset. So we need to scale that by the actual scale here. So yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah, that's sometimes that happens. And well, anyway, we probably get this working. Okay, great. So it works. However, as you can see, it's like faded because of the focus thing. So a focus is like you're only seeing the current active layer, and then because this is not the active layer, it gets like drawn like this. But I want this to be a special case, so I actually want this to be like overridden. So how? Yeah, I mean, I guess I could just add a flag here, like override focus, I guess. And I guess, yeah, just a bool. And then color is like if I mean, I guess no, if override focus, and well, it's gonna be not override focus. Yeah, and now we need to fix these parts. So this is gonna be false, because this is the normal drawing, and then this is gonna be true. All right. Okay, and there we go. Oh my god. Okay. Great. So awesome. Okay, so I just want to do, so now we can like, yeah, I want to like move all this. I want to try also like let's say I only want like the bottom ones like this, and then maybe one there, one there, and one there, and then you move only those parts. So that works. Okay, cool. So now what we need to do, we need to a way to like exit this state. So we need like a way to actually get the floating layer to be pasted onto the tile map, and this is gonna happen here, I believe. Well, actually, yeah, this is gonna be like sort of a special case. So I think in GIMP, how they do it is like you can click either outside of the actual selection box itself, and that will like trigger the floating layer to be pasted onto, disappear and be pasted onto the original layer. But yeah, and then you can also, no, I think maybe you can press enter as well. I'm not sure, but that's one way of doing it. So I guess what we could do is when we do this, we could check like, are we actually clicking on the selection itself, or are we clicking outside? Yeah. So, and then yeah. So let's let's just, I mean, we can, it's easily done if we can just do this. We can do selected tiles is selected, and then we get the grid position. And if it is selected, we want to do all this stuff down here. If it's not selected, then we do the copying part. So let's just do like self. Let's just do like, I guess, paste or copy floating layer, because we're gonna, I think, yeah, we're gonna need to use this function. Or no, I'm just kidding. I was thinking of when we do like the copy paste stuff, which is probably very easy to implement once we have all of this in place actually. But this is going to be select 2. Okay, and then yeah, I mean, I guess we just do this one, this loop here. So just go through basically everything here, and we need the time map. I don't have the time map here, so let's add that. Like this. Okay. So now we got the time map. Oh, we need the context as well. Alright. Let's add that. Context. And context. Okay. Oh yeah, and context. Oops. There. Okay. So now, got all this stuff. The new layer. So we're not doing a new layer. We're just taking our floating layer. So source layer, I guess. Floating layer. And we just assume that it exists, and then we don't do this. Well, or do we do this actually? Yeah, because we don't want to like copy like a bunch of. Actually, that's a good point that I just thought of. Like, do you want to copy like the empty? I don't think, like, if you just select something and you got a bunch of empty tiles in between, and those you don't really want to, like, you don't want those to overwrite. Like, basically you automatically, actually what we could do, we could say it's gonna have to be selected. But then also the source tile, which we get here, source tile. So the source is not null. Then we copy the thing over. I think that makes sense. Because I think, yeah, as I said, you don't want to be like just erasing a bunch of tiles in between if you have like, if you select that does make sense. Okay, at least to me that does. Okay, so now we got the destination tile here. Call it destination tile, so we get a bit more clear what's happening here. and this is the active layer. Okay, and now we don't really want to clear anything. We want to set this one, and we want to set it to the source tile. Okay, and we also want to use the time map arena for this. Excuse me. Since oh, excuse me. Since we are dealing with the layer. 1 second. Okay. So anyway, expected type. Okay, so this one, so this guy is a thing. So let's do this. Okay. Okay. And yeah, that, so we're copying it over. Now, once we've done that, we also want to like destroy the floating layer. So we are going to say self.floating_layer.deinitialize context of allocator, and as part of like ending this whole action thing, we're gonna set everything to null. I think that's it. Let's go up in here and check. Yeah, these are the only things. I mean, I guess, yeah, the selection should also like disappear. So select tiles and you can just do clear. Okay. And then the pending thing. So yeah, I also have like the way I'm using like under redo on this is also a thing. So I'm not sure how to get this working correctly, but I think I'm just gonna put that on ice for now. Let's just see if this actually works now. And yeah, if I click inside, I just move it around. If I click outside, it crashes. Cool. Well, at least something happens. Okay. Okay, so what's happening here? We've got start. Attempt to cast negative value to unsigned integer at start. Unsigned selected times offset. Okay. I mean, it does make sense. So let's actually check here. So okay. So we've got start x, start y, start. So the offset is negative. So I think in this case, since we're copying over to something else, it doesn't actually, it actually can't be negative, since we're copying over to like a grid system, like a tile map that starts at 0, 0. So everything that's off to like in a negative is going to be like cut off. It's basically what I'm trying to say here. So I think what we'll do is we will say I want the max of this. This is a vector, and 0, 0. So that way, if it's less than 1, it's gonna be 0 there. And it's nice also, max works with vectors, so that's really nice. Okay, so let's see. I mean, if I just do this, it works, okay? And then if I move it up here, oh, it disappears, and I got a selection box up here. Okay, interesting. Interesting. So maybe this doesn't do what I think it does. Oh, actually, is this nullable? No. It set size to 0, so oh, is it because we have pending, like we're still drawing it at the top? Probably. We get a, yeah, this is the iterator of that. Oh wait, is it because it's like garbage data, so it still thinks it like has size, maybe? But it should, okay. So if the size is 0, it shouldn't really say that. The iterator here, let's see. Yeah, shouldn't this just go to like, shouldn't this just do and nothing here? Because this should be 0 then. I mean, maybe it's set to something else, somewhere else. Okay, but anyway, we're copying. That seems to work. Well, wait, did it work? I don't think. Yeah, it worked if you did it in the exact same position. Okay, I see. It like moves it down. Okay, so there might be something wrong with this part. I think. Let's see. So start is offset. So that should be like the absolute size is relative. This is relative. This is absolute. And yeah, relative, absolute. So this one should be absolute. Okay, let's just try that. Okay. No. Still the same thing. Okay. I mean, I don't think that should be, I don't think that should work, but it might be something wrong with like the if statement there, but we'll see. Yeah, still same. So RV and V must be equal then. Well, no, they shouldn't be equal since. Oh wait, because this is negative, right? So it becomes 0, 0 anyways. Okay, so let's try. Let's actually try moving it like down to the right then. See if that works. Okay, yeah, so that works. Except no, yeah, that works. Sort of. Wait. Yeah, that works. Yeah. Okay, but going like this just deletes it, so I think that something is weird with that. Okay, I need to this always starts off as 0, 0, and then you can move it up to the negatives. Fine. Then right, okay. So I think what we want to do is we want to say this is actually not this. Wait. No, let's do this. Let's do, because, okay. So what I'm thinking here is that start x and start y can be negative. And then what we do down here is we don't actually, if it's negative, we won't, because the end result can't, no, this can't be negative. Okay. But I think, okay, so if you're thinking like this, so you're copying a bunch of stuff, you move it around, and then when you paste it down, the source that you're copying from is still, so this source is going to be relative, yes, but then when you paste in, it's going to be absolute. But we can't paste it into the absolute if the absolute is like negative as a result of this equation here. So if this is actually negative, then we continue. So I think, yeah, I'm just trying to get this working, and it feels like a really convoluted way to do it. But I want to make this into an I32 cast. Okay, to be able to actually work with this. And then these are in I32s. Well, I don't need to specify it. If I specify, well, yeah, these are already I32s. So these are now I32s. So they can be negative. So we do like a if x is less than 0, continue. If y is less than 0, continue. And we should probably also have this the other way around. So if it's like more than, like if it's if it's more than or equal to the tile map with size. Yeah, we do have this one. It's out of bounds. Okay, let's do this. Let's do this. And then V is simply going to be... No. Well, I do want this, and I want... Let's just do IV is going to be a vector of X and Y. And then... Yeah, and then this guy is going to be IV. So we're just checking if it's out of bounds. Yeah. Yeah. So we don't need this stuff. Okay. We're checking if it's out of bounds. If it is out of bounds, then we don't do anything. Otherwise, we can safely assume that that this is positive. So we can now do... So this is gonna be... No, this is a vector at the end. Oh, so this is just the same thing. So we'll do this. So we already have it there. Okay. And actually, then we can do this. So we can do this is going to be this. And this is going to be this plus start. Which is this. And then we don't need this, and we don't need this, and we don't need this. And this is that. And we don't need this, and we don't need this. Okay. So let's see. Okay, so let's see. So we're checking if it, so RV is the relative, V is absolute. We're checking if it the absolute is out of bounds, because it might be. And if it is, then we don't copy anything. If it's not, then we get the source tile from the relative position. We check this thing. This needs the absolute. Or if this source is null, we don't want to draw it then. We get this one by the absolute position. That should be good. Okay. Well, hopefully. Usually how these things go is never how you want it to go. Oh, there we go. Okay. Okay, we still get... Oh. What happened? What happened now? Okay, something very weird happened there. Let me get this back. Sorry. Oops. Okay. Okay, let me go to my thing. Okay. And wait, yeah, let's do this. Okay, and then let's go back there. Okay, where were we? Yeah, I mean, I think, yeah, it worked, but it also didn't work. Also, there was a really weird thing happening. So, okay, yeah. But why? I think it's like, if I click here, it creates a thing up here because I'm clicking, and that might trigger like this thing. So, I think I know what the issue is. I'm just gonna fix this one bug and then I'll call it for today. So, but yeah, that was a lot of progress here. I'm really happy with that. But let's see. So this bug is gonna be wait. Yeah. So we are getting in here again after we have done, let's see, no, it's after this. So we go in here and we do a bunch of stuff and we do the copy floating layer thing, but then I think in here what we want to do is we want to say pending selection is equal to, and then I think we want to add a new state to be able to deal with this. So this is going to be like, yeah, I mean copy floating. Copy floating. Just to keep this separate. So in here, so we want to check like if we're trying to copy the floating layer. Wait, let's do pending copy floating. So if this is copy floating, I think we just return here, because then this one just doesn't do anything. Okay, and that should prevent us from creating like a new selection box. But then also at use end, we want to say if we're copy floating, then I mean, I guess we don't really do anything. I guess in here we actually want to do the final thing, maybe. So this is while you're holding the key or the button or the mouse click button down. Yeah, and you're doing this, which is you're clicking outside of the selection. Then we do all the copying things, but I think we just want to do this. Set it to copy floating, and then once you've clicked or released the button, we get in here and we do this one. Yeah. Because this is way more in line with the other actions as well. And we do need a time map. So I think, yeah, we're just gonna do context. Actually, we'll just do this. We just say that time map is equal to file data time map, and I think, yeah, like this. All right, and then this is unused, and is this also unused? Yes. And this one is not unused, okay. And then here we don't need context, we don't need time map. Okay. Yeah, and then this guy needs to. Okay. Yes, and now we need another, like one of these actions here. So this is like the undo redo action table. So this is gonna be like copy floating selection, or I mean, I don't like this name because it's not implying that we're. I don't like paste either, because paste is gonna create a floating selection, but this is like pasting it down into, like merging, maybe merging floating. Yeah, okay, let's do merge floating selection. Merge, yeah, merge. Oops. Okay, so let's rename it in here as well. So this would be merge floating. Whoops. Merge copy floating. I mean, I guess we can rename that as well. Okay. And then we go back to here and we do merge. Merge. Okay. And same thing here. Oops. There. Okay. Any other errors? No? Okay, let's try this now. So we move this around up here. Okay. Yeah. And it's like I click outside, and when I release it, it copies it over there. Oops. Now why is okay, so I think I messed something up here because it's behaving a bit strange now. So if I do this, now I have a floating selection. If I move it, that works. But that there, okay. So I think. Whoops, and now something, I think we've reached like a weird state. Okay, if I try to grab from here, yeah, there's like at the end of the thing, it doesn't like it, so it's like a one-off error. Off by one, I mean. It feels like. So where are we doing this? This should be in here. So it's like it should, I mean, why would this not work? Let me just test something here. So the first time you do it, it works fine, I guess. But then okay, that one seems to work. Okay. So it doesn't work. It works as long as you're doing this, but as soon as I go and exit there, it does that. Oh, wait. I know what it is. So you go in here, your mouse has moved outside of the selected tiles. So if we're actually, okay, yeah, I think we can just do this. So I think we can just say pending if the current like type of thing that we're doing is like move, floating move, then we want to do this thing. But if, wait, where are we setting that? We're doing it here. So we don't want to set it there. We don't want to, yeah, we do want to set it there, but not in here. So in here, how do we, which state are we looking for that actually, so it's going to be, if we don't have a pending selection thing, and this is selected, okay, then we know we are trying to grab the thing, and we set this to floating move. All right. Else, if this is floating move, then we just yeah. Oh yeah, and then also we can do this there, and we don't have to do this here. Okay, so this is kind of becoming like, this is like initializing a move of the floating layer. This is where we actually are continuing to move the layer. So we're calculating the data to where actually to move it. If we are not moving it, or I mean, if we're not moving it, or if we are clicking outside, then we are trying to merge it here. Okay. And yeah, my brain is like looking at this and it's a mess, but let's just have it like this for now. Okay, so now, okay, I'm just gonna go through. So what's happened, so that returns that. Here we are actually moving from the start, which makes sense. I think we should probably also set, yeah, we should also set the drag position here, because we're not doing it. We are not doing it in here anymore when we need, when we're already moving. So now, okay, so if we are floating, we're doing that. Okay, and then at the end, if we're floating move, we simply reset that. If we merge, then we do this. Okay, let's see now. Okay. Okay. Okay, now this works. This works. Okay. Cool. So let's say I want to move this part, and I move it over here. So then this doesn't get erased by all the empty squares, but this one does. So, or yeah, and this one gets written like yeah. So if I do this, it's gonna be weird. Okay, awesome. Okay. Well, that's gonna be it for this time. So yeah, we got a lot of things working there. So yeah, thanks very much for watching here, and have a nice day. Bye bye.